on this app like crashing out because of how horrible like their ex-husbands are, their baby dads are, just like ruining their life and just, you know, making their life so difficult. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so horrible what those women are going through. And now I'm one of them. I filed for divorce 2 months ago. I've been trying to look for an apartment, and the places that I'm looking at, I need to make 3 times the rent to be able to rent them. And unfortunately, with my job, I'm a CNA. I don't make 3 times the rent. So I need a child support order to be able to add to my income so I can meet the requirement. And I've been trying to get into some sort of settlement with my soon-to-be ex-husband on that. And basically,
So I think what you're trying to tell us is that you actually need your husband's money. So basically, you've decided to go your way. You guys have decided to go your way, but you actually need his money to continue living your lifestyle.
is blackmailing me, I guess. He wants me to sign away all rights I have to his military retirement. He is in the Army. He has been in for 18 years. He'll be retiring in 2 years. And I've been married to him the entire time. So the retirement's a marital asset. So I am entitled to part of it. So I offer to sign away my right to the military retirement in return for spousal support and the entirety of the savings account that we have. I send the proposal to my lawyer and tell her this is what I'm proposing to do. And she comes back and says, well, this is a bad idea. And then she says, well, you could get a temporary order from the court for the child support, but that's going to cost you $4,000 in legal fees, and it may not be binding because it's only temporary, so you may not even be able to use that to really add to your income. And she goes into this long thing, which I appreciate. I appreciate her telling me the legal stuff, because she's basically telling me you are an idiot to sign this away. And she does all the numbers, and the numbers don't make any sense. Basically, I'm giving away more to get less.
And what's the problem with that? Basically, it sounds like you're going to have to actually go and do some work. And like a lot of men have to do, you're going to have to do more work. You're going to have to put in more hours. You're going to have to get a skill. You know, that's just a day in the life of an average man. He's got to do what he's got to do to cover whatever he's got to cover, right? But a lot of women aren't really used to that. That's why she's on here crying about having to, you know, not be able to afford whatever she's wanting to afford. And then she needs her husband to kind of basically, in so many words, co-sign for her house, for an apartment. That's like $300 or $400 right there, dude. For what? What are you doing?
The feminization of everything, females taking over universities. That's a very worrisome thing, because females on average are less rational thinkers. They are more prone to one of the 5 big psychological traits, which is neuroses. And they have not been the ones who gave us civilization. They were nurturers. That is their comparative advantage, and maybe peacemakers as well. I don't know. And again, I'm speaking of averages here. I'm not speaking of anybody's daughter who is plunging ahead in a stellar engineering career. But on average, there are real differences, both psychologically and intellectually. And the modern trend of civilization does seem to be feminizing.
If I hire someone and they're female, I have to be careful about how I talk to them.
As a dentist, I hire almost exclusively females, and this is not my experience. I have found that they take criticism with poise and elegance, though criticism is rarely needed or helpful. Oftentimes, when offense is taken, it is only because I do not listen and have a problem with appreciating what I have right in front of me. And if I just said thank you more, this wouldn't even be an issue. Is that good? Is that good? Okay.
Wow, you are 100% correct. And gosh, where are my manners? I mean, I guess sometimes I just don't know where to start thinking feminism. Do I start thinking feminism for the 40-hour work week? Do I start thanking them for the oversight of women? Do I start thanking them for the right to keep my unborn child as a form of birth control? Do I thank them for hookup culture? Or do I thank them for creating a society of weak and feminine men and masculine women? Do I thank them for boss babe culture? Like, the list goes on and on. I guess I just don't know where to start sometimes, but thank you so much for that subtle reminder that we are where we are as a society today because of feminism.
What's funny about this is that she probably just rode in from a trail ride on an ATV, hopped off that thing, turned on the camera and just started talking to trash.
You know what's crazy about this is this guy will have to go home and act like his wife's day was harder than his. Try to keep a smile on his face. Because if he doesn't,
So it's now been about 3 months since me and my ex split, and I'm realizing that I cannot afford my lifestyle. So much to the point where I actually miss that ugly cheater so much right now. Let that be the last time I decide to play detective or ask too many questions, because I can't do this. I really can't.
Well, you know, you got to stand on business, right? This is about integrity. You don't want that man doing anything weird. So, you know, you got to go out there, like I said, in another clip, and do what you need to do, right? And that's what you guys tell men. Go out there, man up, do whatever you need to do. It's not as easy as it sounds, is it?
My husband works 2 jobs, and he works 64 hours a week, has like 1 day off. And within that 1 day, I want him to go outside with us, but he wants to stay home and spend time with us. But I don't want that. I want us to be outside. And I'm upset with him because we don't go outside and do activities as a family. Am I being reasonable, or am I being a bad wife?
At the risk of being called a pick-me, because God forbid I defend men more than once a year, this woman is completely in the wrong. Someone told her to get a job, and she said no, LOL, while her husband is out working 64 hours a week at 2 different jobs. And she's online complaining about how he doesn't want to go hiking with his family on his 1 day off. If quality time means that much to you, a part-time job could help take some of the weight off his plate so he has the bandwidth for those moments you claim to value. I'll never understand this wave of pushing the trad life just to turn around and complain that the man you made the sole provider doesn't have energy left to perform emotional labor. You chose that dynamic. If you hate the consequences, maybe rethink the setup.
It's easy to pray for marriage when you don't understand the weight that comes with being a wife. I know God got me doing a How God Prepares You for Marriage series. In today's episode, part 23, we're talking about the role of a wife, because I feel like people don't talk about enough what a wife is supposed to bring to the table. You don't understand that God is going to allow you to see the parts of this man that the world never sees, his vulnerability, his weaknesses, his shortcomings, his doubt, his insecurities, his depression, his anger issues. God is going to reveal all these things to you as a wife. So when you praying for it, do you understand that this is the weight that comes with it? Nobody knows your husband better than you. So when people pray for marriage, they're asking for this responsibility to stand in the gap for that man, to cover that man weak part. God is allowing you to see these things, not to talk down or kick this man while he's down, but these are prayer points. This is prayer strategies for you to have as his helpmate, as the Holy Spirit in the flesh, to stand in the gap for him and war. This is what you're asking for when you're praying for marriage. Do you understand the weight of that? On today's episode, How God Prepares You for Marriage, part 23, we're talking about the role of a wife. And I'm not about to give y'all all the tea on this 60-second video. Head over to YouTube, The Christian Bae TV, and watch How God Prepares You for Marriage, part 23, the role of a wife. Okay, because when you pray for it, I need you to understand that it's more than just looking cute and showing off your ring in pictures. Yeah.
I don't like makeup. I'm against makeup. I don't think it's good for women, and I don't think they really need to be using it, honestly. I think it takes away.
That's awesome.
Makeup it's capitalizing on women's insecurities when it's something that they can easily fix. I think it takes away from a woman's natural beauty, and also it is so bad for you. Like, you think about how skin absorbs things. When you read the ingredients on a foundation bottle, what is in it? You can't even pronounce it. It's a bunch of crap that you're putting on your face. And that is in turn making your skin worse So you have to keep buying more foundation to cover up what it's creating.
My daughter's mothers felt they should have become my wife purely due to pregnancy. And I told them I would not make a lifelong decision about who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with purely based on pregnancy. I said we can continue to explore, to date. I would like to move in with you. We have to learn more about each other before we decide to spend the rest of our lives together. And they arrogantly said, it ain't going to work that way. I need to be your wife, and I need to be your wife now. Had they been a little bit more patient and humble with me, either one, they would have became my wife. I don't know if they know that. They know it now because they're going to see this. Right. If they would have just been a little bit more respectful of where I was coming from, they would have got married. I would have married either one because they were the mothers of my daughter.
I get where he's coming from. Basically, I think he's saying they showed him some red flags, and he was like, oops, I'm not going to be marrying this. But I would say you probably should have, thought about that before you had a child with him, Doc.
He has gotten so heavy that I'm just not attracted to him.
That he's not that physically attractive anymore. That happens in about 98% of all marriages. Faces get wrinkles. Bodies respond to gravity. Metabolism slows down. And that's why the vows are for better or for worse.
So, ball is in my court to love him because he's a great father, a great provider. We have a beautiful house. He's a hard worker, and he loves me. So those are the reasons.
A lot of women would take him off your hands just with that list.
No sé quién las inventó, no sé quién nos hizo ese favor, tuvo que ser Dios.
Has the feminist movement completely backfired? Did you know that 70% of women in Australia are forced to work just to make ends meet because a single income no longer sustains a family? Before all this, you could never get women to work, but now they literally have no choice. Have we been blindsided? Feminists promised us freedom of choice, but what have they delivered? They've delivered a failing economy and forced slavery. How on earth did they convince us that we should leave the comfort of our home, abandon our children just for a 9-to-5 job, and then call that empowerment? How does that work?
A new study has found that couples who spend more on their wedding and engagement rings are more likely to divorce.
No way.
Yeah. Higher spending on rings and lavish weddings increases the risk, while more modest celebrations are linked to lower divorce rates. The average Australian wedding cost $36,000. How much did you spend on your wedding? And if you had your time over, would you spend that much money again?
Put your answer to that question in the comments, please. I want to see.
Imagine being in a dance class and you look out the window and seeing the next building very clear as day that they learning a whole new mouth dance. That's yo, and they're getting it, bro. That is crazy. I won't be able to focus. I'll be like, what room is that? What building is that? Can you somebody walk me over there real quick? Yeah.
What? Bro, and in front of people. Bro. I don't know, man.
A lot of women today act like escorts. If a man has to pay you for your time in order to go out with you, you're an escort, okay? Because us regular girls are not charging men money to take us out on a date.
And I'm very dominant.
I don't give a fuck you give.
But you know what the thing is with me? I need somebody that knows how to tame me real good. So you have to.
Are you a caged animal? Why the fuck gotta tame you?
I am a caged animal.
That's a problem. You need therapy.
No,
okay? You don't need to tame a woman.
Number one characteristic that is slept on when I hear people talking about what they're looking for in a partner: faith, finances, fitness, all that is super important. Find someone who can suffer well. If you have been fortunate enough not to experience major tragedy in your life yet, that's great. But it is not an if, it is a when. Tragedy is going to befall all of us. None of us are getting out of this simulation without getting some serious scrapes and bruises. We're all going to lose parents if you haven't yet. Some of us will lose children. You're going to face sickness. You're going to face hardship. And if you have somebody next to you that suffers poorly, they are going to add to the problem, not help remove some of the burden. I can't imagine having a sick child and then the person next to me making it worse and not better. Find somebody who can suffer well.
Absolutely. And a lot of men run into this, and that's why they say, you know what? If I'm going to continue to run into this, she's just going to try to take all my money. Why would I even bother with her?
A lot of y'all be on this app calling it broke and y'all forget y'all live paycheck to paycheck, y'all's damn self. Look at the kettle calling the pot black.
Your girlfriend's literally crying and just left. So I would take, like, that's probably, where's your husband? He's upstairs. Don't touch me again. I just see red. So I immediately go running to Brett to tell him what just happened. It was Jake. Maybe he just playing his hands on this. What the hell? Yeah. Oh, like, I just woke up a monster. Outside. He's outside. This guy's gonna die tonight. Chase is going to die on the front lawn.
Fellas, this is the type of woman who's either going to get you shot or you're going to go to jail. That guy barely brushed past her. If her man saw the video, he'll basically say, hey, he didn't even touch you. What are you talking about? Guys, we run off facts. Most women run off emotions. So now the guy's going to fight. After he saw the video, what you think is going to happen? He's going to feel like a dumbass because the dude didn't even touch her. Fellas, man, trust me when I tell you this, man. Choose your partner wisely.
And some of these women out here do this because they have nothing else going on. So they got to create drama for themselves, and unfortunately for you. But unfortunately, once again for you, you might end up getting your behind beat that night.
Girls, don't listen.
Here, hold these in here. And don't eat my stuff either. Let them bang. I'm about to pump this gas.
I mean, you can bang.
Why you eat my some dog cookies?
No, they not.
Them is dog cookies.
No, they not.
Petco.
What?
Your nasty ass.
Not gonna listen, and that's your consequences. You better be glad you got off this easy.
I know I'm gonna get hate, but truthfully, a man don't care how cute you look. He will cut you off just to protect his peace.
Whoever said men love when women shoot their shot is a damn lie. Because I slid into some men's DMs and I let him know he was handsome. And I told him, like, you know, you're handsome and I might just let you take me to lunch. And he gonna leave me on red.
I bet he did leave you on red. It ain't no way y'all don't be thinking before y'all say shit. You really DM'd that man and said that shit, you expected a response? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I wish a woman would, gang. If a woman ever DM me and say, hey, you handsome, I just might let you spend your money on me. What the f*** I look like? Is this something on my forehead? Do it say goofy? You get the phone, I'ma leave you on red too. How dare you volunteer my money and I don't know you? If you don't get the f*** my pockets, stranger. I swear, G, we gotta start thinking before we do, G. That wasn't a smart move. That wasn't a good route to go. That was a bad shot. Terrible shot attempt. Call your ass Tony Snell. Your ass Denzel Valentine. You gotta get better. What's next? You might let me pay your rent.
Let me get $80 real quick. Let me hold $80.
What do you mean let me hold $80?
What you mean?
Why the hell are you asking me for money?
I can't borrow $80.
No.
I'm not even borrow. I need it. Can you just let me know $80?
Why are you? I feel so offended that you're asking me for money. Why are you asking me for? Are you joking? You gotta be joking.
I feel offended that you can't let me $80. I just need 80.
Get out of here. That's weird. No, I'm not. No.
You're not even asking what I need it for. I just can't.
My money? What money? I got no money. What you mean? No.
You got $80 to lend me.
Not today. No.
Alright, bet.
What?
I'm gonna remember that.
What you mean?
I'm gonna remember that.
Babe.
Remember.
That's the side for girls. Girls get the booth. I'm done.
No, boo-boo. That's our seat. Now, you're more than welcome to come sit with us, but I need to see the door. It's just the way it goes. Everybody will explain it to you in the comments, I'm sure. Anyway, I love you. Okay, bye.
I sit wherever I want to sit. If it's my time to go, then it's my time to go. Y'all be blessed.
A good woman uses her words to bless her man, not stress her man. Even if there's a problem, a mature woman finds a mature way to express herself without being disrespectful.
Woman always says, all I need from you is care, attention, support, and honesty. So, put all the first letters together.
If you want to be fit, you need to listen to male fitness influence. But the problem with female fitness influencers is they're trying to sell you their physique in a product as opposed to the process. And what I found is that male fitness influencers, so male bodybuilders, male hybrid athletes, male, runners, they're selling you the process as well as the physique. So primarily my issue with female fitness influencers is this like glorification of body recomposition. And trust, if you're training, if you're changing your stimulus, if you're changing your diet, your body will recomp. But the issue is they will only sell you recomp because they are petrified of selling weight gain.
I made the post where I was like, all men don't cheat. I know for a fact my husband is not cheating. Then I heard, well, while you're going, he's probably sneaking another woman in. Well, we got cameras all over our house. And also he's home watching the kids. You know what the reply to that was? Somebody literally told me, well, he must be gay because all men cheat. And if yours not cheating, he must be like men. Then somebody else was like, oh, you better be careful. He's not messing with your kids.
I've said this to several women this week. You might be the hill, bro. Y'all need to, when does the hurt stop, love? And no women like to hear this because y'all want to blame men 24/7 for treating you like shit. Problem with a lot of y'all is you fade. I get sick of the fact that a lot of women act so oblivious and act like they don't know why they're so scarred and damaged on the inside. Sis, a lot of that's your fault, bro. I'm not saying the actions. You can't make a man do nothing, but you can choose not to deal with it, sis. A lot of y'all burnt out on broke men because you won't date a man in your tax bracket. You rather have the bum that needs your car while you at work. He riding around the city burning your gas while you on the clock because he got good, right? Can we talk about how many of y'all will sell decency for good? A lot of y'all want to for hustlers with 7 to 8 baby mamas. You want to be the 9th baby mama. He knocked his last girlfriend between the washer and dryer. For some reason, you thought you was different. You think you special because you got his only son out of 15 kids with 14 other people. You should have left the first time you cheated. Don't stay for 6, 7, burn the run through, and then be bitter for every other man in this world because you're burnt out on men cheating on you. You can't change none of these men being who they is, but change your slack ass choices, bro. And then we always want to, well, men put on a facade, and when they'll lie. When you find out, leave. That's the thing. When y'all find out who these men is, you still decide to stay. That be the problem. When you get the memo in the 411 as to who Steve really is, leave Steve's ass the phone. It's not hard, ladies. Just like not being a baby mama is not hard, ladies. And I know it's some crybaby watching this video. Oh, she's trying to take the responsibility from men. She used to pick me. Shut the fuck. Big sister said what the he said. I stand on what I say, period. That's all I gotta say, because y'all done got on my goddamn nerves.
Also, too, I would say that it goes the other way as well. Y'all be trying to date outside of y'all's tax bracket going up. Like y'all think y'all can get the top dude. All of these other ladies want this man. He's knocking every single one of them down. And y'all still trying to get at this man. For what? This man is dogging you out. But you don't care though.
Do not let the internet trick you into thinking that there are no good black men out there. Because baby, there are plenty. I keep seeing this trend of, oh, you look happier, I stopped dating black men. Do y'all not realize that there's bad men in every ethnicity? Since y'all want to bash these black men so much, let me give some praise to my black men. There are plenty of good black men out there who will love you, take care of you, provide for you, take you on vacations, buy you flowers, buy you gifts, just because they want to see a smile on your face. And most importantly, marry you. It's a lot of women out there that will just overlook the good ones. I've seen it firsthand way too many times. Even on the Pop the Balloon show, that's the perfect example. Oh, he's too short. He's too boring. He doesn't make $250,000. He's a nerd. Like, come on. Now, I have no problem whatsoever with interracial dating. Go where you're loved, go where you're appreciated. But y'all are not going to bash these black men on my watch. Not on my watch. Not today.
They're not good people themselves, so they wouldn't be able to spot a good man because they're trash people. So
Shane, why every time I turn around you want to go somewhere? Can we sit and save some money? Like, I don't want to just keep spending. Every time I turn around, it's just like constant spending. I'm gonna kind of be constant saving, like, geez, like straight up. Always have to be spending money. It's just
money.
people in the comments saying enjoy your youth. Enjoy your youth doesn't mean being irresponsible. Pick something that's free. Pick something that's cost effective. You don't always have to do the most. Go for the most expensive thing. That's his point.
Anybody else noticing how the mention of war is causing gender ideology and feminism to just like basically evaporate? I saw a guy talking about how he's paying close attention to this work because he's wondering if people are going to start getting drafted, and men have to be worried about that, you know, and women in the comments, like feminists are like, God forbid men have to do their duty. Now it's not toxic masculinity. When it comes to dying on a battlefield, we're all good with that. But any other time, it's this toxic masculinity. Like, now it's God has a design. We are all created differently. Women can't do what men can do. Yeah, I guess when it's going to cost you your life, your ideologies change real quick.
Yeah, now is your time to prove to us to be a man, to show us all of the things that haven't showed us in years. Now you get to actually step up and restore our faith in men and humanity. Go out there and go to the war.
So I heard a man say that it's absolutely disgusting to any real man when a woman shoots her shot at him. He even said that it makes you look desperate and easy. And by shooting their shot, I mean approaching them in public, asking them out, sliding in their DMs. Now, ladies, don't make me agree with the man, but I will say that I do agree with them on this one. It's not a good look for women. If you're a woman that wants to be in her feminine energy, you have to let the man approach you. Men are naturally the pursuers in the relationship, so by you shooting your shot at them, you're taking that role away from him. But then at some point, you're going to want to be the one being pursued. So the dynamic is all messed up. So ladies, I want to know if you have shot your shot at a man before. How did it go? What was the result? And men, I want to know, when a woman shot her shot at you, how did it make you feel?
Now, I don't know who that is. I'd like you to tag the video. I'm looking for it right now. There's a lot of dudes that would love you to come up to them, shoot your shot. I mean, heck, you don't even have to shoot your shot. You just have to let the man know that you're interested, and not with no batting your eyes and flicking your hair across the room. No, you need to let him know specifically for sure. You can come up and say hi. Men would not be mad at that at all.
The date to marry / why aren't you married pipeline in the Black family needs to be studied. I am currently living at home. I moved back home last year to recalibrate, get some stuff together before moving back to California. And all of a sudden I started dating someone. And this is my first time dating in front of my parents. Like, as in, the person who I'm dating is picking me up in my childhood house, which means, like, you inevitably run into my parents because this is a respectable man. And it has been it's been a journey. For one, okay, I'll share. I might do a series because it's story after story. So we'll start with this one. A couple weeks ago, I was going out with my man, and I had a lot to do that weekend. And when I told him the things I had on my list, he was like, let's just go grocery shopping as like our date today. And I'm like, really? And he was like, yeah, like, you need to go grocery shopping. I love grocery shopping with you. It's like a way for us to spend time together. Let's do that. So we're heading out, and he comes to the door, and because I wasn't ready yet, I was like, hey, just go ahead and come inside and kind of sit in the front room. And my parents were home at the time, and then my parents came home when he, while he was there. So my mom, I was like, hey, go say hi. And so she goes to say hello, and he was like, hey, do you need anything? And she was like, oh, for what? And so I was like, and so she comes to me and she's like, why is he asking me if I need anything? And I was like, because he's polite. Like, I don't know. And she's like, I hope he doesn't think he's like doing stuff for us. It's just like, he's dating you. It's not about us, and he doesn't need to be getting us stuff. And I'm like, he didn't say any of that. He just said, do you need anything? So I kind of start freaking out internally because I'm like, is he too, like, is he trying to get too close? Is he doing too much? Is he encroaching our space? Like, just like spiraling a little bit. And when we were grocery shopping, he was like, oh, would your family like this, or your mom like this? And I was like, oh, no, don't worry, like, it's just for me. And he's like, okay, cool. And I just catch myself being like, just overthinking. And so then a week later, my mom is like, hey, as she had asked me to decorate something for her, and I had told her I was going to do it. And so the day that she asked me, I was going on a date with him. And so she's like, hey, can you decorate that thing today? And I was like, well, if you are going to ask me to do that, he's going to be with me. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, I said, so he's coming with me. And she goes, well, what if it doesn't work out? And I'm like, this is triggering to my perfectionism, to my making the wrong choice, to my dating habits, to my fear of commitment, all of it. And I was so irritated. And I was like, you don't need to say stuff like that. Like, this person can show up for me today and it doesn't work out tomorrow and it's okay. You know, it doesn't, you don't have to do that. So then she sees what we decorate. Mind you, I record a little bit of it because it's a cute moment. And I show her, I'm like, look at this man putting this up and being so intentional. And she's like, oh my God, he did such a good job, blah, blah. And so I was like, yeah, he has a few more ideas, but we don't really have time to do it now, but I'm sharing them with you so you can do them. And she's like, no, but can you guys go back and do it? And I'm like, so now you need his help? Now he needs to be available? Now it's cool? Anybody else?
Is your mom married or something like that? Because this doesn't sound like a married woman. It sounds like a single woman who's heard about something. And, I really hope I'm wrong in this, but it sounds like the old single women keeping women single. And apparently it doesn't matter if you're in the family or not.
Okay, so y'all want a man to first meet you on the first date and be like, you know what? How much is your rent? Here go $6,000. Pay it for 2 months. Huh? How many bills you have? I pay them all. How many kids you got? 1,000 for each. I want a man to do that. But if he's sitting across from you and he's like, you know what? Since I'm paying for your food, open your mouth and let me put up. See, that's doing too much, huh? That's doing too much, ain't it? Sounds crazy. Y'all gotta stop making everything transactional. Stop making everything transactional. Like, if you want a man to properly court you, you have to stop thinking like you a hoe. Like, you gotta stop thinking like you just selling yourself, like you on a blade. And just because a man is tricking on you does not mean he's courting you. Y'all have to really know the difference. If you sit at the dinner table on your first date talking about some transactional conversations, he gonna want a transaction. But if you sit at the table on a different type of level, not even talk about transaction, actually trying to get to know a person, he's going to court you. But if you sit at that table trying to get a transaction out of him, he's going to want something in return. And yes, there are men that will trick on you. But at the end result, you already know what he wants. If he's giving money so soon, you already know what he wants after that, a transaction.
A dude in the comments said, if TikTok had a dislike feature, this video would have 1 million from all women. But this all we have been trying to say. Exactly. It's what men have been trying to say this whole time. You might find a man that can spend a whole bunch of money on you. That doesn't necessarily mean he cares about you.
Date without doing something to piss me the off. We went on a date to the jazz club. Everything was fine, kosher, complete gentleman. Then after we leave the jazz club, he's like, oh, you want to go to the Jamaican bar with me real quick? But I'm not going to be there for too long. I just got to, pick up some money and then I'm going to get a drink or whatever. And if you want to get some food, we can get some food from there, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. We pull up to the Jamaican bar. Remind you, the Jamaican bar was already 30 minutes away from Tampa. We pull up to the Jamaican bar. We go in. Okay, cool, whatever. It's not my vibe, but again, I'm just being quiet, being pretty because we're not even supposed to be here for long. Why the fuck 12:20? I'm ready to go home. The date started at 9:30. 9:30 is when I walked outside my house to get in his car. It's about to be 12:30. I'm ready to lay down. I don't be out all times of the night with, and I don't be out all times of the night with that I just met. Take me the phone. I'm finna go get this. I'm ready to go. What you talking about? Take me home. All this waiting and lollygagging and shit, I ain't got time for this. Take me home. What is he talking about? I go up in the bar to get this. He in there dancing with his food in his hand. I said, take me home. Take me home. So sick of these. Take me the phone.
So the man's inside having fun and living his life in the summertime, by the way. And you're sitting in the car upset. I'm just joking. I'm joking. He should probably take you home.
I want to know if that guy like you. We're going to put him to the test. I want you to text every dude in your phone right now
and I want you to tell him that you had the worst weekend, worst week, whenever you watch the video, you had the worst weekend ever, and all you want to do is go out for drinks and good vibes and good energy. If that man don't tell you, okay, cool, be ready at such and such time, he don't like.
Nope. Triple, quadruple, no. I'm not going to be your go-to. I'm not going to be your good time. I'm not paying for that. Go home and eat some ice cream.
You guys ever see those beautiful men on social media that are just so beautiful that you're like, there's no way that you're real? 1. 2, why don't you exist where I live? Well, it happened this weekend where I saw a gorgeous man. And when I say that he was fine, he was fine. Walked past me and I had all these thoughts running through my head where I'm just like, ooh, I should say something. But what do I say? How do I approach him? He probably has a girlfriend. Maybe he's married. Maybe he doesn't want people talking to him. And then, by the time that I woke up from all of my random thoughts, the unicorn had left the building already. Now, a couple of days later, I feel like I should have just shot my shot, because what's the worst that could happen? But I'm also like, what would I have even said? So, I don't know. Curious how you're supposed to approach these types of unicorns in the real world. What should I have said?
I mean, once again, hi works. Like, you guys continue to overthink this stuff. Just say hi. Hello, how are you? Y'all, it's funny because y'all get confused about the stuff that y'all need to say, but then y'all tell men what to say and y'all forget y'all's own advice.
So let me start here. I have a situation with my car, right? The passenger tail light is out. It's completely out. I've already got pulled over for it once. He let me go on a warning. It costs $508 to fix it. I don't want to explain why it costs $508 to fix it. This is ridiculous, okay? So I'm driving today. I'm thinking, I want to try to fix this myself. But I'm thinking about everything I have to do. Look up YouTube videos, because I have no clue what I'm going to be doing. Googling, mentally preparing myself, because I'm going to get stressed out. I might make some damage because I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, this is a man's job, but I'm going to try to do it myself. But it's a man's job. But then I had a thought, like, men go through a lot. Because when I thought about putting myself through that little thing, it was a lot. It was a lot to think about. Actually doing it is a lot. Most mechanics are guys. That's doing a lot. And then I started thinking about all the other things they have to do. Men have to be mentally strong, or they are not going to make it. I'm going to be straight up. Men have to be mentally stable, mentally prepared. Because we view men as leaders, as warriors. They have to have that mental strength, know how to think, move, operate, strategize. They have to hold it down. And just actually thinking about that, like, as a woman, think about actually doing that, getting a man's shoes real quick. As women, we are strong, yes. We are so strong to the point we are able to give life and birth it. But men and women have their differences, of course. We're completely different. We'll never know what it's like to be a man. They'll never know what it's like to be us. But just thinking about all the things a man has to go through, getting a woman's attention, they have to walk up to her, face their fears, mentally prepare what they have to say. What if she doesn't like me? They have to mentally prepare for the rejection. They'll probably go home, men cry in the dark. You heard that saying? They don't show it like we do. Growing up as a man, they're told by their fathers, you're not really supposed to show emotion. As a man, just think about how much they have to hold in because they were taught that is a man's job. Do you understand how strong you have to be to do that? As a woman, we say it on click. We say how we feel. You about to hear us nag and run our mouth. Men, they say less. They are accustomed to being mentally strong. So as a girlfriend, as a wife, if he's a good man, you better respect that. You better love that. If he's making your life easier, Do not nag in that ear. Do not nag in his ear. Do not nag in his ear. Do not come to him with unnecessary. He already holding the house down, especially if you pregnant. I understand hormones, all that, blah, blah. Make sure you're making your man happy. Make sure you are supporting him, giving him love, because they are taught to keep that in. So they need someone to give that to them. Gotta understand that men need love. They not gonna show it. They probably not even gonna tell you. They need love. It is not easy to be a woman. It isn't. There's a lot of things that will come with that. There's a lot of bullet points under that. But it's also not easy being a man. We have our differences. And it has to be an understanding between us both for us to have a great relationship. This is how friendship works. This is how friendships between men and women work out. This is how relationships between men and women work out. When you guys understand each other inside and out. Understand that your man holding down the house, so you give him as much love and support as you can. Because sometimes he mentally going through it. He will not show you, he will not tell you, because most of the time it is us coming to him with our problems. It's us going to him with our difficulties. Babe, I need your help. I can't do this. This is a man's job. We get our men for a lot of things. We need our men for a lot of things. They have to do a lot of things for us. They have to hold a lot down. So we must give them love. We must give them affection. That is their fuel. I think love and affection is their fuel to keep going. A single man can do it by himself. After so long, he'd be like, man, I wish I had a woman, but I could keep doing this. But deep down inside, he would love that. Love and support. Eventually, he gonna need it. They can hold it down, but they get stressed out too. Like, we gotta appreciate the men. We gotta appreciate the good men that's really holding it down. Now, if you a whack ass, we bullying your ass. But for the good ones, though, let's give them their claps. Let's give them their love. Okay?
Guy says in the comments, as men, this is what we do, and we are criticized and ridiculed for it. Another guy says, thanks for wearing a man's shoes for a moment. We all have our place in this world, and all we ask for is respect. Another guy says, you're not lying, ma'am. Appreciate you. Another guy says, a man will literally run through a brick wall for a woman that he loves and his family as long as he feels respected and appreciated. Spoke with one of my subscribers. Once again, we kind of have an ongoing conversation. And that's one of the things he said. That's all I wanted, man. I'm out here trying to make money. And that's all I wanted. I didn't want anything else. You know, I'm out here grinding for my wife and my kids. That's it. You know, I go home and try to do whatever I can do. But all I'm looking for is respect. Thank you. And really mean it. Right? I saw a video where a woman was talking about withholding herself from men and basically saying, hey, why don't we all team up to withhold ourselves from men, withhold intimacy from men until they give us a position of power. And they're talking about how terrible men are. You're thinking like a criminal. Talking, oh, if you give me this, I'll give you that. Like darn near bribery. But you're saying that men are degenerate. You're saying that men are terrible people, and you're thinking this way. Who in the world would want to be in a relationship with somebody that's manipulative like that? That thinks, okay, this is what I'm going to do in order to get my power. Instead of just having some sort of strategy. Instead of, like you guys said, forming a network. A group of people that say, hey, I want to do this. Who's on board? Okay, great. There's some men out there that will get on board with you if you have a good, solid plan. And they'll say, I'll help. Here's the type of advice that I can provide to help you guys avoid pitfalls. I can be in the fight with you. But if you never appreciate, and even then, I've seen a video where a man says, you know, I definitely hear what you're saying, and I try my best not to do X, Y, and Z. I try to respect women in this way. Trying to say, essentially, I'm a feminist. And the woman goes and comments, dogging him out. Yeah, but you're not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. How? I'm trying to do as much as I can, as much as I know how to. You guys are never grateful. And then you wonder why men don't approach. Even though you're beautiful, I'm looking, but it's not going to turn out the way I already know. It's not going to turn out the way I think it's going to turn out. Or I should say I want it to turn out. I think it's going to turn out. You're going to be nice to me for a little while. And then once I'm not meeting your quote unquote standards, you're going to start dogging me out. And by that time, that's probably going to be like 2 or 3 months in, if I'm lucky. And I've been and spent $4, $5, $6 grand at least trying to take you out, trying to take you to these vacations and buy you these bags and keep up with your maintenance. Even though I'm dying inside, even though I'm struggling to keep up with my bills, I'm trying to make you happy. And I never get a thank you. I never get so much as a scratch on the back, a back rub, no nothing. You know, you won't even massage my feet one night when I come home from work, been on my feet all day. Just say thank you. How hard is that?